Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's been a little while since we've done this, but we are back. It is episode 4 of Bad Company. I am your co-host Brock Netter, alongside to my far left, your guys' right, I believe. This is Derrick Webb, and we got a special guest with us, Huntington coach Clay Beeler. Clay, how are you, my man? Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, doing good, man. Glad to be here.
I appreciate that. Huntington coming off a hugely successful season, going 6-4. Your guys' first winning season. I believe since the turn of the century. Actually, I think
Yeah.
so. I know it's been a while, but a lot of success out there at the township. What was just the season like for you?
Oh, it was surreal, but I think our kids they seen it coming. We've been under the same mission, the same kind of vision for 2 straight years, and I believe the kids believed in what we were doing, and they just kept fighting. And we worked with a brick by brick slogan, where every week we tried to continue to lay foundation, so the next week we get a little bit better, which bring a little more success to the program. But it's excited to see it for the kids, excited to see it for the community. Um, like you said, it's turning. I think '01 we went 6-4, so not quite 99,
Mhm.
but it's been a long time since people have seen success, and we've had a lot of support regardless. So very exciting.
Well, first of all, it's bad company, and you're our first guest tonight. So, does that mean you're bad company?
I could be.
You have, you mentioned community support. What was it like this year? I felt like you guys had hope. We covered you guys last year, and we knew, okay, they've got some talent. This year, you had hope. It was different from talent and hope. You still had talent, but you also, I think, your kids believed. We've talked about that. I mean, what was it like? I guess it dressed in the locker room that had hope this year and knowing, hey, we can go out and win in any game we play.
Well, I think big thing we teach is preparation equals confidence, and I think we prepared like no other team in the county, and that started in December. So I think once we got into our games and our 7-on-7s, you started to see a little more fight in our kids, where you get down a little bit. Maybe past years, our teams kind of fall apart. Where this year you seen that continuous fight and that continuous hope and kind of belief in our preparation that we could come back in any game. No game was out of hand, and we just need to kind of continue the grind. And I don't want to miss a lot of my coach. I have a 12-man coaching
Well,
staff.
first of all, I know Kyle Urick's there.
Kyle Urick is there, and Kyle is a Kyle is a do it all man.
He's a firecracker.
Yes,
We
yes.
like Kyle.
Kyle will be on the sideline, and I'll be just furious about something. And of course, Kyle wants to talk.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
And he'll be like, "Claire, are you listening to me?" I'm like, "I'm not, Kyle."
Right now, I'm not.
No, but Terry Deal, he's been with the program since it started.
Yep.
Was a D lineman, been coaching, and I'm telling you, he's got more energy than I do on some days during the week. Does a great job. So
Seth Beeler.
yes,
We've
which
seen Seth,
he
yep.
wasn't with us this year. And then also, I don't know if you guys know this, but Coach Davidson has had just some health issues, so
Sure.
he ended up having to kind of step away mid-season,
Yeah.
which obviously having guys like Alex and Wes, they took it and ran with it, and we were able to get some wins there late without Coach Davidson, which was huge because you have a guy like that step away, and it's kind of scary with how do we continue.
Well, Brock, we've covered Huntington for forever now. It feels like. I don't remember the last time this has happened. I don't know that it's ever happened when we covered Huntington. So we've covered the football program since what 2013,
13,
about that area.
Mhm.
We're sitting with royalty.
In a way.
Yeah, he's
In a way.
he's not just all credit to Matt Hoops. We love Matt. But I mean, I really thought this guy should have been the SVC Coach of the Year, and I'll tell Matt that myself. I'll look at him and let him know, and I think Matt might agree with me. But no. Obviously, Uniola had a great year, and they're still playing in Week 12 for a reason. But this guy was not the SVC Coach of the Year.
No, he was not.
And how many times have we seen this happen? Not the SVC Coach of the Year, but
he was district coach of the year.
Yes, and that's breaking news.
That 100% is. Clay Beeler is the district Division 6 Coach of the Year. So congratulations on that. Um, you know, just greatly earned.
Absolutely.
Just the work that you've done within the program, taking it from where it was to where it is now, and I know you guys are just going to continue building on it. It's something that you absolutely earned. You absolutely deserved it, and I mean, more importantly, I'm glad that the Huntington kids, after years of just not tasting the amount of success that they had wanted, that they finally got maybe just a small little bit of what it's like to be on the winning side of things. And I mean, you absolutely did a heck of a job this year. The program's in great hands. You absolutely deserve it. So congratulations on the award.
Well, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. I just want to say that, as much as I would never push my name out in front of my players or my staff. And I think that anything that the program gets is a direct reflection of the program, of my staff, of the kids, even going back to like DJ Crocker and
Oh yeah.
Noah
Mhm.
Potter, Morgan. I mean, there's guys that just laid foundation where we didn't win, but they kept leading and kept doing the right stuff. So when the time came, which was this year, we were able to find success and do the right thing. So, as much as it's me, but it's all of us out there, and I'm very thankful for my staff and the players that continue to grind day to day, regardless of wins and losses, and kind of believe in the vision and the momentum of the program. So
When you win district coach of the year, does that mean you take your assistants out to eat?
I don't know. I have to
Is
ask Alex.
Well, I know the answer there. It's going to be yes. I mean, obviously, I know that you don't. The individual accolades are great to have, and they're nice, and you should be proud of it. And it's something that you should absolutely put, on your resume. And this is what we accomplished this year. And so everybody out there knows the district coach of the year, the district players of the year. They're not voted on. The media comes together in a southeast district meeting, and then we talk, and so like Brock and I, for instance, would put up the teams that we cover, and we'd say, hey, well, we think this kid or this coach should be coach of the year. There's a discussion, and then they make their decision.
Yep.
And so now Brock, I was not able to be at the meeting. So kind of give Clay and myself, I guess, since I wasn't there, a little kind of a backdoor glimpse into what happened during that time.
Not a whole lot actually happened.
Which is good.
Yeah, not a whole lot happened. Truth be told, when it kind of came down to it, and we started having those conversations, and it came down to, okay, who's coach of the year. The first thing I said was, it's got to be Clay Beeler. It has to be. Huntington hasn't been winning in so long, and the fact that they went 6-4. I know they didn't make the playoffs, but nonetheless, it's a winning season, and it's something that hasn't happened in over 20 years. I don't think it's much of a decision. It has to be Clay, and everyone around the room kind of looked and was like, "Yeah, you're right. It is Clay." So, all right, Clay Beeler, Coach of the Year, and yeah, it was kind of just that simple. Yeah, it took maybe about 32 seconds for us to say, okay, Clay earned it for sure.
Well, I appreciate that. That's good.
And those are coach. Well, I shouldn't say coaches, media members that they just see your record every year, and I mean it goes from what 2-8, 6-4.
Yeah.
You weren't 2-8 last year, but you know what I mean.
Right.
You're a winning program, and I guess I'd ask you, now that you are 6-4, and I don't want to bring up bad memories, but Week 10, obviously with Piketon, if you beat Piketon, you're in the playoffs.
Right. Yep.
I think your guys probably knew that,
Yeah.
and like I said, don't want to bring bad up, but like, what was the message to your team after that game? What did you tell the guys in your locker room?
I think after the game, first thing you talk to the seniors, and it's just that, I don't remember necessarily my last game. What I do remember is the memories with,
Yep.
my brothers that are on the football program. The second message is to the kids that are coming back, and it's that every loss we had this year, we learned,
Hmm.
and it's just another building block that will propel us next year to where we don't make the same mistakes. Going back all the way to Eastern, we go back to the end of that game, and we get beat on a last second pass, and hiked in where we got, and you're week 10 at Huntington, and you're able to play for a playoff spot, and everything's under your control. Unfortunately, we didn't take care of business, wasn't
Sure.
able to do what we were supposed to. But I do believe that the kids believe in what we're doing and they know that we can do it. So what we've seen is failures that are going to help us adapt and learn and kind of grab success next year. So
And you bring back a key piece to do that we call him Air Hirsch.
Air Hirsch, yes.
Frankie Hirsch. I know out in the township they call it Air Hirsch.
Yeah.
He's obviously the player that he is. You get a kid like that, once every so many 4 years, and he's special. What does he do for your team on a nightly basis? Just to be a leader, but to be that the kind of player that you were, in high school, where you give him the ball and good things happen.
Right. Well, it's nice for us because sometimes it doesn't matter what play you call. I mean, he makes you look really good. But no, he's he's always been. I don't know if you guys know this, but I started coaching him in 7th grade when I started with junior high. So this was my 5th year with Frankie. Next will be his 6th year. So you don't see that happen a lot. But Frankie has developed from a kid that's soft spoken to a leader in the locker room, a leader on the football field, a leader in the community, where we was just talking about earlier, right? He came in here to talk with you guys, right? And I felt very comfortable with that because I know Frankie and what Frankie represents.
Right.
But Frankie is a special kid, and he's growing up into being a great young man and a great athlete. And I'm sure Rick Urick could tell you the same thing on the basketball court. And you can give the ball to Frankie, and good things happen. So I'm excited to see how he develops this year through the next couple of sports, and then I'm excited to let him lead the team next year.
Yep.
I do have to ask, what is so special about Huntington and the township specifically? Because that's always what you guys call it. You never say, "Oh, we're from Huntington." We're from the township, the TWP.
Hashtag TWP.
That's where you guys are from. What is so special about the township and just that Huntington community?
I just think you look at any other community. I mean, you got maybe not big business, but you got towns. You've got. Yeah, I think it's just harder out in the township. We just had I think it's a Family Dollar, right? So that's probably the biggest. That and Hershey's Fruit Farm. Those are our money generators in the township. So
Huntsman Market.
Yeah.
Can't forget that.
We have we have a lot of grit in the township. I don't think anything's ever handed to us. I think we have to earn everything we get. And I think because of that, I mean, like I said, I went 1-9, 3-7. I don't think the support's changed. Like I just believe that our community just buys in wholeheartedly to our sports. And then also, I mean, if you go back to like Dalton Black, how he's getting cancer, just the whole outreach and how a whole community came. You just don't see stuff like that in
Sam
small.
Beeler.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Absolutely.
it's a special place, and the support is I don't know. It's not like anything I've seen in college or even there's a ton of support at Chillicothe, but the closeness is just different where everybody knows everybody just a little bit more. So
it's really cool to go out there and feel that. So I lived on Patton Hill Road when I was a kid. That's where I was that's where I was raised. And so you kind of got a glimpse of that just being out that way.
Right.
I went to Chillicothe when I went to school, but all the neighbors knew the neighbors, and all the neighbors went to the Huntington football games back then, So I think if I could do it over again, I'd probably graduate from somewhere else than maybe the SVC. Just being honest. The SVC in general is special, and I think Brock can
That's
attest
true.
to that.
Also, that is
If
true.
something happens anywhere in the SVC, the entire SVC community comes together and they're in there for support. But then it takes another level in the township where that happens, and just really cool to see. My last question for you, I would think so. We played football together. I got a story for our listeners. My first impression of Clay Beeler ever was at a scrimmage at St. Charles. I think I've told you this story.
Maybe, yeah.
Scrimmage at St. Charles, and we were getting this Huntington kid in.
Yeah.
And I was a junior. Is that right?
You were a sophomore, right?
Okay, so you were a junior that year, your first year at Huntington, or I'm sorry, Chillicothe.
I came in as a senior, yeah.
Okay, so I was a junior that year.
Okay.
I just remember thinking, we're supposed to get this Beeler kid, and he's supposed to be really good. But I had never seen SVC football. I'd never cared about SVC football because I was at Chillicothe.
Yeah.
Right.
And I just knew our coaches were excited. And so you get the ball maybe first, second play, and you're just running people over. And I'm talking about, please be in my way so I can run you over. And I'm standing on the sideline because I didn't play much. And I was a baseball guy. And so
Respect. So was I.
you get tackled near the sideline, take out 2 kids with you from St. Charles, and say, I need a drink. And so send in another running back, and Sam Beeler, your dad, is there with a cooler of Mountain Dew.
I remember you telling me
And he hands you a Mountain Dew, and you chug it, and then he hands you another Mountain Dew, and you chug that one. And I thought, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen. He's out for the night. You stand up and you look at Coach Bill Davidson and you say, hey, I'm ready, Coach. Proceed, get on the field, and the next play you get the ball and you start running people over again. I thought I'd never seen anything like that.
Yeah.
Coach Davidson looks back at us guys on the sideline. He goes, Huntington Hills for you. That's what we're getting this year. I know obviously it was such a cool feeling for you to come over to the team. We had so much fun that year, and I guess I was a sophomore. You were 2 years ahead of me. You graduated in 07.
Yeah.
So you were with Chris Gibbons and that class, and we had a special year. Went to Bishop Watterson that year, and Caleb Knights broke his collarbone, and it goes from there. But what was it like to embrace that new culture and say, hey, I'm gonna try to help you guys. So we embraced you, and we loved Clay Baylor. And so when you got the job at Huntington, I was so happy because I knew you cared about the township and you cared about the kids out there. But for you, I mean, was it weird coming to Chillicothe and thinking, who are these guys?
No, because I played baseball with Isaac Steele, Chris
Okay.
Givens, and
Mhm.
all
See, I
those
didn't know
guys.
that.
Joey
Okay.
Blankenship.
Oh yeah, yep.
I knew all those guys, so it was it wasn't like I was coming in and didn't know anybody. But honestly, I mean, that's exactly the way you kind of put your words on it. Like I came in and it felt like you guys just wrapped
We
your
embraced
arms
you, yeah.
around me, man. I didn't feel like an outsider. I didn't.
Sure.
And it obviously it meshed very well. We had a great season, and it was exciting times.
I still feel like, really even the whole season though, we felt like your heart was at home.
Oh yeah.
And now you're home.
Yep.
And that's why I say when you went to Huntington and Ro, you were the middle school coach, like you said, like Frankie in 7th grade. But when you got that head coach position, I was like, what a great hire. And I told Justin Kello this the last time I saw him. I was like, man, actually, I think it's Craig Kearns. I said that it's the best football hire I've seen in years. And so what was behind? I guess I said this is the last question, but it's not. Now it is. I promise. What was the decision like when you thought, okay, let me apply for this job? Why did you apply for that job, and what was your reaction when you got that job?
I'm gonna be honest. My dad and my uncle Mark Depew.
Yeah, oh yeah,
They're the ones that talked me into helping junior high, and then I just fell in love with the kids, man. It's Frankie Hurst, their class. I mean, just great bunch of kids and a lot of talent. And next year, Ed Yates, Scott Keller walked away. Ed Yates decided to take the job. He asked me to be D coordinator. I said, all right, I'll step up with that. And then it just worked out where it was almost like a domino effect every year. And then the next year, Ed decides he's going to retire, and then
live on the beach.
Yeah.
So I decided to apply, but man, I don't know. I am born and raised in Huntington Township. Like everything I am, all my roots, all my values, it started on on that football field out there and running around with my buddies, and everything was Huntington Township. So for me to be able to kind of get out of Huntington Township, go to college, and take some years off, but then be able to come back and give back to my community. It is special, and I think that it's like I said, it's we talk about culture all the time, and I think everybody from the administration, school board, community, players, everybody has bought into this vision of what we're trying to build, and they all support it. So it's something that's uniquely came together kind of by chance, and now we're starting, I think, to kind of reap some of the fruits of the labor and the support. So.
I don't want to speak for Brock, but we love coming to the town. The hashtag TWP.
The TWP.
I mean, we always like coming for any sport, but for football, man, it's just amplified now. And we respect you so much, and we respect the work you're doing. And it's so much fun to watch Huntington now, to where you don't really know what's going to happen. Way back when you'd go, well, we'll cover Huntington because we love the kids, but it's probably going to be an L. They're probably going to take a loss tonight. Now you go out to Huntington and it's just like, we don't know what's going to happen. Huntington's fun. They're a fun team to watch, and they're led by a guy that really cares about the program and wants to see it succeed. And that's not saying that obviously Ed or Scott before him didn't want that, but I just think the kids play harder for you.
Yeah.
So it's fun to watch.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it. I think relationships are everything in football and in life after football. It's a lot of times it's not about who you know or what you know. It's more about who you know, and we talk about that. And if you walk in our locker room, one, they can tell you what our core values are, and two, you'll hear "I love you" a lot, and it's normal. It's not like an awkward taboo.
Sure.
So I think that
I tell Brock that all the time.
I
tell my students that all the time too. I do. Look, you see me like, hey, Mr. Netter, hey man, love you, kid.
Yeah.
I love you too. All right.
I think that's the same relationship you have with the kids in your locker room. Is hey, love you, man.
Yep.
That's a perfect way to embody it.
Absolutely. So, but I appreciate the support. I mean, I told Dan Ramey this year, I'm like, you guys might as well just be the voice of the Huntsman.
Yeah. You're out here constantly, right? Yeah.
It's
true.
But we do appreciate the support, and we hope to continue putting a good product on the field. So,
why was Mountain Dew your drink of choice on the sideline?
I think honestly, I grew up, and this is probably me being in the township, but I grew up on Surge. You guys remember Surge?
Yes.
Surge. I don't know if I remember that.
I think
it was.
Is it like ski?
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit like it. It was just before Mellow Yellow, I think.
Okay.
I think so. But yeah, I remember Surge.
It wasn't very healthy.
Listen, my childhood was getting in the truck with my dad, going and getting some Surge.
Okay.
Him going and mowing Huntington's football field, and then me playing in
on
whatever.
Revved up on Surge.
On Surge.
Okay.
So that is why. So they must have been out of Surge, and they bought Mountain Dew, and that worked. So I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah. I just know, man. I just remember thinking, I don't want to be in front of that kid. Because if he lowers his shoulder, I don't know if I'm going to get up.
Well, no, he's all hyped up on Mountain Dew. He's going to get that sugar out.
So, I mean, in practice, they played me at, 160 pounds at left tackle, and I had to block Corbin Tanner. And, Corbin, put his hands in your face, and I was like, I hate this sport. And, he was big. But at the same time, it was like, I want to be a part of this because I know it's special. And, of course, we played with Chris Givens and Caleb Knights and Eric Young, after that, and we just had some special years, and so it was so much fun to get to know you then, and now it's fun to get to know you as a coach, and I don't know, you got some gray hairs to boot over here. That's that swing shift is what that is. But the only thing I left for me is you have a family at home. You got 3 kids, so we have that in common, and I've talked to you a little about you. Kind of doing some things that I don't know you don't like to do. You don't like to miss your family, but every Friday night I've seen your family with you.
Yep,
and it's that support system. So you've talked about your assistant coaches, but it's as a dad, I know it's tough to miss time at home. You don't have to miss a lot of time at home in Fridays because they're there with you. And how special is that to have your 3 kids looking up to dad with a headset on the sidelines?
Oh, it's awesome, man. And they're, like I said, my wife, she's a trooper, Brittany. Love it. She, even at practice, she brings my lunch at the end of practice, brings the kids. So it's like I don't have days where I have to miss them. Even if it's just a minute, I do get to see them. And then wife makes cinnamon rolls for the kids whenever they win. Wakes up at 3 a.m., bakes them from scratch. Very good.
Okay.
I'll have to have her.
I don't know why we don't have a
spread. I know.
But all right.
You might next time. but yeah, it is special. And honestly, it doesn't happen without, my wife, taking care of my kids and supporting, what I do every day. So definitely appreciate that. And my son, he's going to be, he's 3, going to be 4. So I'm hoping that I can start bringing him without my wife sometimes.
There you go.
He's starting to get maybe to that age. I don't know.
Put some pads on him.
We'll see.
Be all right. He's like his daddy.
He's 3. He says he's going to play.
No, yeah.
Tackles his sisters all the time. So.
Okay, we appreciate you being here. We appreciate the opportunity to interview you, and I don't know. I hope that the motivation, I should say momentum, keeps going in the township, and we're not seeing 6-4 next year. We're seeing 7-3, 8-2, 9-1, and we're seeing Huntington host a playoff game. God, that'd be
awesome.
That'd be cool.
That'd be electric.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Well, Brock, take us out.
All right, take us out to where?
Just take us out.
Take us out. We're gone, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. Are we sticking around?
Nah, take us out.
No, we're good. Okay.
Clay talked a lot.
That's very true. We're not going to mention what he said beforehand, but nonetheless, we got you there. So once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in to this episode of BaD Company. I am Brock Netter. That is Derrick Webb. This is Huntington Coach, District Coach of the Year.
That's right.
Clay Beeler as
Put some
well.
respect on.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Also, thank you to our sponsors, The Driving Authority, Hometown Chevrolet, and Chillicothe Truck. We will see you guys next time on the next episode of BaD Company.